Hi friends, welcome or welcome back to Dating My Budget. My name is Nita and I'm on a journey to becoming a financial warrior. I'm giving myself financial options with the help of zero-based budgeting, the cash envelope system, and savings challenges. And today I'm about to stuff my first paycheck of September. We just counted $782. $190 of that is prop cash and $592 of that is real cash. And so we're gonna dive in. For anyone who's new, I like to start with my cash wallet. I go over any rollover in my everyday wallet. And if there is rollover, it goes to my cash wallet buffer, which I keep in here. Also, if by any chance there's fives left over in my rollover, in my cash wallet, it rolls to the You Got $5 jar. That's what we have going on here. And let's see what we have. So here in groceries, depleted. I gave groceries an extra $15 and yes, we used it. I keep my card in here when I go to the gas station and I just remove it for, when I'm filming. But this is card juice and I still haven't made my label. But I leaving the cash in the bank for card juice. Home Goods has $15 remaining, so that 5 will roll to the jar. And then this 10, I think I'm gonna leave here just because I know I haven't made it to the store to get more plastic spoons and forks. So I'm just gonna leave that here. Dine Out, we have not used. So 5 will roll to the jar and 20 rolls here to the Dine Out category. Stick this in the back. And I think that is it for the cash wallet. Yes. So, not a whole lot going on. Let's put these 2 5s away. And I'm almost done with the cash wallet. I keep my emergency fund in here as well. And so we'll stuff that after my wallet. Groceries is getting $50. And in groceries, I'm really pretty much only getting, so that's 2 20s and 10. I'm just picking up my weekly fruits and vegetables. Probably seasoning or something that's on sale that week that we normally like to keep in stock. Card juice receives $65. For Home Goods, Kids Dine Out is getting $25, so 20 and a 5. Kid Cash is getting 15, and that's a 10 and a 5. So I have a rolling 15 from Home Goods. Once Home Goods gets to 15, it rolls to Kid Cash. Next paycheck, miscellaneous to get the 15. Because these 3 categories I don't spend from often, but I do want to have the cash available if needed. That's what we have for the wallet this week, or the next 2 weeks. All right, and we're going to just hop over here into the emergency fund, and it's going to get $50. And that's a $50 bill. And so the goal is 1,000, and we're using this mark once we hit a goal. The next goal is 840, and so we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 750 800 805 806 807. So close, but next time we'll be able to color it in and be that much closer to 1,000. So I'm trying to at least yearly increase the emergency fund by $1,000. All right, next we're gonna go into my wellness binder. Actually, no, we'll go into the bills binder / month ahead. And first stop is month ahead. It's gonna get 30. And so that's gonna be a 20 and a 10. And so it has 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 30, 35. I'm going to move on back to Amazon. Amazon is getting 12. So that's 10, 1, and 2. I did not get any good 5s or 1s this time around. The next category is charity, and it's going to get 10. And charity is up to 30. I have my donations set on like auto pay, and so monthly I'm giving $20 to St. Jude, and so that's why I have it here in my bills. I just treat it like a bill. And that is it for the bill/mother head binder. And now we'll get into my personal binder, and we have one category that we're going to give some love today, and that is wellness. Wellness is going to get 57. So I gave it a 50, a 5, and 2 1s. And this is one category that has been taking a hit lately. I recently had some lab work done and definitely been like dealing with anemia for decades. But my ferritin levels are critically low. I was able to get my hemoglobin up from the last blood test to now. That increased, but the ferritin is stubborn. So I did some research because the doctor didn't prescribe anything or didn't even offer anything. And I was trying to pull it out of him. But I was like, ugh. So I'm like, oh, that's okay, because that's where I excel. Love YouTube, you know, Amazon. Find the information you need, order it, and it's here. So Sundays are my reset days. And so I'm filming this on Sunday. You probably seen this on Tuesday. And like when I start a new supplement or, you know, anything, I like to align it with my reset Sundays. So everything, the household is reset, my meal prep, my budget, everything is reset on Sunday. So for me, I did my research, found 2, I'm calling them iron supplements, but it's more geared to increase your ferritin levels. And one is a beef spleen supplement. So many good reviews, and I'm just looking forward to the next, it'll be in 6 months, the next time I have my blood tested, and you know, we'll see what it do. So, and for transparency, my ferritin level is at 10. When I do the update in 6 months, we'll be able to compare that number. So here in wellness, we have 150, 2, 220, 25, 30, 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And with that, because everything, all the other like things that they test for, like my B vitamins. So usually, from what I understood, when your iron ferritin is low, so is your B12. B12, he said he was surprised that it was not. It was normal range. But you guys, like when I tell you I do my research, I do my research. So the supplements I take, just in case I'm not getting it daily or in the meals I meal prep, I make sure I supplement with them. One of the iron pills had B12 in it. So I know I'm not going to take the B12 single supplement plus that. You know, I don't want to, you know, get out of range. With that, I was able to shift my supplements around and kind of, you know, have me a reserve. That test kind of had me reevaluate the supplements, and my focus this year, health-wise, it's been gut health. Not that I had a gut issue, but what we feed our bodies determines how your gut responds, your liver, you know, all that. So that has been my goal, and now my goal is shifting from gut health, although it's still going to benefit from me focusing on raising my ferritin levels, learning more, understanding more. Yes, if you have gut issues or bacteria and all that, the flora in your gut is off, yeah, it interferes with how your body absorb iron and your iron stores and all that. So it's like it kind of, one thing plays into another. So I'm not totally neglecting the gut health, just making sure I transition the focus to ferritin. And 2 powders that I ordered. One is the acerola for vitamin C. And I take most of my supplements now are in powder form. I'm adding that to my daily powder drink. And moringa. And moringa, I have been taking for years, and I stopped maybe about 2 years ago. And I was using it as my multivitamin, but it was pill form. But I got that in powder as well to add that, because I do like to educate myself on Ayurveda wellness. So that was one thing I added back, and that too increases your ferritin levels. I was like, maybe at that time when I was taking the moringa, that was why it didn't come up. My iron, definitely. But the ferritin, this is the first where it's been this low. If your ferritin's low, your hair's not thriving. So many functions in your body, it's not able to grow and flourish like it would normally. You don't have enough stores in your body to have it work normal or optimally. We ain't got time for no hair issues. We ain't got time for no issues. Listen, okay, I work out to prevent health issues. So it's not to look good. That's a side effect of it, but that's not the main thing for me. I did get sidetracked, but I wanted to give you guys that information just in case maybe you have some information you could tell me about ferritin levels from your journey, or someone you know, help me out. I'm open, even, or if you just finding out some similar news, you're not alone. Next, we're gonna go into the kids binder. And I'm not gonna stuff their binder this video. I'm just gonna put the cash aside for the categories that they have in their binder. I believe, yeah, there's 3 categories. So the kids binder for all the envelope gets $45. And so that is 2 10s and 5 5s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, let's make sure this is 45, 10, 25, 35, 45. The next line is their back to school. Back to school is going to get 75, and we're doing 2 20s, 2 10s, and 3 5s. And let's just triple check and make sure this is 75, so 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 5. And the last category is the kids' whole life. It gets 13, so 10 and 3 1s. This year I decided that, especially like the first paycheck of the month, whatever cash the binder gets, I'll stuff it in a separate video. Now that we're back cash stuffing back to school, usually I stuff that every paycheck. So with the exception of back to school, it'll be stuff next paycheck, but in this video. So we're gonna keep on moving and go into the holiday binder. First stop is gifts, birthdays, gift celebrations. And actually, September is that crazy month of birthdays. So yesterday was my brother-in-law birthday. He kicks off the birthdays. The following day is my sister's best friend birthday. And then the day after that is my sister's birthday. They all in the same, pretty much the same age. And like, how did y'all become friends? And birthdays are consecutive. But I share that with you guys often. But yeah, so this definitely will be taking a hit. And after that, I think we have 2 more birthdays. One in October and one in December. But December one, we wrap into Christmas. Every gift box is $25, so we're gonna give this 25. And gifts is up to 150, 75, 76, 77. And we get to color in another box. Now, this year I decided to start an envelope for the kids' birthdays. As they're getting older, you know, they want to do more extravagant things. It's more so about the experience and the quality time versus a gift. It's been tearing a hole in the pocket just a little bit. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to save for them separately and see how, you know, I don't know the number to put on it, but I did think of a goal amount. I definitely don't remember right now, but it was between 300 and 500. Definitely, I feel like 500 for 2 kids is a lot for birthdays, but I'd rather have more than not enough. However, if I didn't have enough, I would just pull from, you know, everybody else's birthdays that we celebrate to offset, you know, the difference. And that's just one thing I love about cash stuffing. If you can pre-plan for a lot of things. Granted, some things we have to eyeball or wish and hope is enough. But at least it's in the plan, it's in the budget. I think that's it for this binder. But I did slide this tracker from Claudine at Foxy Finances, her Ko-Fi. This was a freebie. I made all the stockings $25. And I believe, yeah, next month we'll start back stuffing for Christmas. Next year, we did Fully Fun Christmas for this year. And I keep it back here so I can grab it and go when it's time to go shopping. So that is it for the holidays. And our next binder is the Home and Auto binder. This gets a decent amount of the income. And we're going to roll back to Vehicle Haven. This month, my 6-month car insurance is coming out. The money is already in the bank. I'm a year ahead in my car insurance. So back when my insurance decreased like $40, $50, I was still stuffing it as though I'm paying it the amount before it decreased. And so that allowed me to get a year ahead. To stay a year ahead, I'm just stuffing, you know, the amount I need for this year in case it goes up. The goal is always to get it down. I will switch car insurance companies in a heartbeat if the price increases tremendously. 3 vehicles. This is like expense that I'm solely responsible for. And so that's $80 a month. I mean, $80 a paycheck, $160 a month. And so we're going to give it 80. So 50, 70, and a 10 for 80. And we have 1,150, 70, 80 for next year premium. So my 6-month premiums come out in March and September. Car defects gets 21. The goal this year is 500. And speaking of cars, so to mention we have 3. New car is why I'm no longer debt free. My car that I use like for local commute, more than likely the coolant hose popped yesterday. The auto shop that we use is closed on the weekend, so we won't even know for sure until probably Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday. But that happened, and it's like, wow. But, you know, no panic, no stress, no anything, because I am prepared for those type of situations. Like everything I turn into, I use as a teaching opportunity for the kids. The kids and I were in the car when it happened. We was headed home from the gym, stopped by the grocery store for a couple things we needed for dinner last night. Just minor things, sour cream. Well, actually it was for tonight, the weekend. Some vegetables, and yeah, pretty much that was it. Just telling the kids, like, we have more than one vehicle. If it was only one car, I would be, you know, more in a rush to get it fixed and looked at, and, you know, this is all we have. We have 3, so it kind of takes some of the anxiety away Yes, it still needs to be fixed, so you still have to pay for it, but the money is set aside already to pay for the repair. They always like, like acknowledge like when there's a car issue or problem or whatever, like they was like, you never panic. Like, yes, you don't have to be in panic mode. You don't have to live life in panic mode. These things happen. It's not if, it's when. So that's why you save and put money aside constantly for those times. And so I was able to, explain to them why they don't see that panic and fear that you hear people talk about. And this is year 4 for me for cash stuffing. Yeah, like stress-free. No, I'm not happy that it happened because, now I got to go tap into it, but that's why it's here. Anyway, car defense is at 1, 2, 3, 20, 41. So what was 341? Previous years, every year I would save $1,000. That was the goal, mainly because the car that, the coolant situation happened to was my main car. And it's an older car. If something happens, on average, like the repair was between $400 and $700. So I'm like, yeah, let's do 1,000. But because we got a newer car warranty and all that, I reduced this to allow the increase in the car insurance. So, but next year, yeah, we're going back to 1,000 because, yeah, that's my comfort number. Next is HOA, and it's going to get 29, 25, and 4 ones, and that's the remaining ones. HOA is up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 50, 470, 490, 500, 505, 6, 7, 8, 9, 510, and 11. It's 511, and I forget the goal. I have it written down on my yearly goal sheet, and I just can't remember. Last year, I had the number on the envelope, the goal number, so I was easily reminded, and this year, I just cannot remember. Every year, I think I increase this like either $25 or $50. It seems like HOA goes up about $25 every year. So the last category in this binder is meat sweats, and it is getting 55. That's the remainder of the real cash. Meat sweats is up to 152 and 15. So 2 more paychecks, and we will be at 300, and we'll be able to go do our meat haul. And so that is it in the home and auto binder. The last binder we need to stuff, and we do have a tracker to go along with. This is my A5 binder, and it's like my long-term funds. Like, these will be around. I used to call this my forever and ever amen binder. Yeah, they will be here. These categories, they ain't going nowhere. When emergency fund 1,000 is finished, it'll go in here. So we get to superhero. We're going to give it the 190. And this is the 10K challenge I started this year. I knew I would not finish, but just because I'm not going to finish, that don't mean I can't start. So that was my mindset, and we're starting. And here's the tracker. Each slice of the pie is 190 up until these two. That's 250. So we made some progress, and we're going to add it up right now. We're going to get this color in once we add it up and see how much of that 10,000 we saved to date. So we have 2,000, 100, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80. So 2,380. And I did not want to miss out on any interest. I transfer the funds from my paycheck to my Ally account. And that's where it is sitting and building me additional income. To go ahead and get colored in. These, I think they're alcohol based. And so you definitely don't have to press hard. It spreads. That was one of the reasons when I purchased these markers. I had this printed out on a regular sheet of paper, and it bled even more. So this is a thicker, kind of like cream cardstock. Instead, the line's a whole lot better. It's the progress. It's maybe not a testimony, but finding out about cash stuffing and how to be in your budget, build a budget, all that, like year after year, month after month. I feel like I'm learning something new, even if it's something minor or a reminder why stay in my budget. Opens up doors, keeps you aware, and even though, for example, this thing, it's been a goal of mine to have a savings account of 10,000 or whatever, and I want to keep that 10,000 protected by my car emergency fund, my rainy day fund, my home emergency fund. This will be their backup. Lord forbid we having one of those years where things is being tapped out. Car problems, house problems, health problems. That was another one I didn't mention. Next year I'm starting my healthcare savings. I'm trying to get that to 4,000. This is the backup fund to all. Let me bring it up for you guys so I give you a visual. Basically, I made a diamond in the rough, and at the tip of the diamond is that 10,000. And so I have layers or levels that I want to have to protect, you know, that bottom piece that anchors. But then I have goals, and I'm constantly working towards that. And that's like my overall picture and goal for my budget. Things that I desire to have, to tap into. And, you know, there's no time, there's no rush, the thing it is being consistent and persistent to get to the goal. If it happens, it's going to happen. As long as you on the earth, things going to continue to happen. And that's why you continue to stay in your budget. You continue to make these small steps to have money put aside. Everybody's finances and situations aren't the same or created equally. So, but if you're here and you're watching this, you know, you know you're intrigued or something that happened to get you on a certain path of, you know, changing your finances, or just even before you even get out there in life and have all the bills and responsibilities, you trying to set your life up so, you know, you prepared. You've been a warrior with the A and not a warrior with the O. Me being a financial warrior, constantly just staying in the fight. Budget is my tool, strategies, challenges. Those are all tools for me to stay sharp in my budget. It's around spending and to save to spend has shifted, and it means more to me now to save for it, buy it, and like have a different level gratification. So it's definitely delayed, but I appreciate the thing once I hit the goal a whole lot more. So, but I just wanted to share some of that information. Thank you guys so much, and I will chat with you in the next one. Bye, you guys.